be honest, would you guys still love me if I dissed your favorite devil fruit and didn't put it on this list? No? Well, prepare to have your feelings hurt in that case, because today I'm going to rank the top 5 most broken, I'm talking cracked to the core, overpowered devil fruits in all of One Piece. With there being over 200 known devil fruits in the universe, we're going to only focus on the top fruits in concept, taking their latent potential and limitations into account without negating canon restrictions. Because, let's be honest, some characters are stupidly bad at utilizing their devil fruit powers. Yes, I'm looking at you, Sugar. This fruit deserves a spot on this list, not just for the raw destructive power, but the immense narrative impact it could unleash if wielded by a smarter user. Kicking off this list with an underrated pick that gets brutally overlooked, we have the Doku Doku Nomi, or poison fruit. Despite being a common or paramecia, this fruit can easily go band for band against some popular Logias due to its versatility. I don't care what you guys say, Magellan was nerfed, and I will die on that hill. Think about it, being able to produce and control any poison in the world is practically hacks mode. Let's get creative with it and imagine if the user added strong corrosives to large bodies of water or polluted the air with a gaseous poison that melts anything in its path. The possibilities are endless, and the range of this power with the right usage is immense. It's already canon that Magellan could mix his poison with the elements. When you factor all of that in, this is easily one of the best devil fruits in terms of power, with a good offense and defense. However, the Doku Doku Nomi is limited by the fact that it is seemingly rooted in science. The user cannot create new poisons as of yet, and it is possible to develop antibodies and partial immunity, but that doesn't seem to be the case for the fruits later down this list. One of those is the Nikyu Nikyu Nomi, or the Pawpaw fruit. This thing has the potential to be an absolute unit in the right hands, and is definitely one of my favorites from this lineup. This devil fruit permanently imprints paws on the user's palms, which can deflect and repel anything the user wills. In One Piece, Kuma is the user of this fruit, and he's pretty handy with it. See what I did there? Not only can one repel physical objects and matter at the speed of light with it, but even abstract concepts like fear, memories, and pain can be repelled and extracted, turning someone into a deadly foe or an empty husk. Aside from yeeting your ops to the other side of the world, one could use this devil fruit to trap someone in a vacuum with no oxygen, or even turn them into an unstoppable killing machine. Not to mention, memories can be extracted and stored, illnesses can be removed, making it a lethal fruit on the battlefield, and a miraculously versatile defense and intelligence source. However, canonically, the need for physical touch to activate the ability and the limited distance that intangible emotions can be repelled puts it slightly below the godly fruits that are in the top 3, like the fan favorite Ope Ope Nomi, or the Operation fruit, consumed by Law in the series. I don't even need to explain why this one made the cut, but I'll do so anyway, since I'm feeling generous today. The Ope Ope Nomi devil fruit allows the user to create a spherical room where they can play doctor and rearrange living beings and objects like a bad acid trip. Probably not the best way to have your guts rearranged, am I right? The raw potential of the Ope Ope Nomi is insane, with there seemingly being no limits to what an enemy is subjected to inside the room. From removing limbs to plastering someone's face onto a tree, or even teleporting yourself by substituting matter with another object. Only limiting factor is the user's own imagination and willpower. Don't be fooled, dear viewer. Anyone can play hack and slash when it comes down to it. What makes this fruit so broken is the ability to treat any incurable disease and even grant someone immortality, albeit at the cost of your own life. The universe would be shaking in its boots if Law performed the immortality surgery on the #1 spot on this list. Before that, though, let's look at the runner-up for the most overpowered devil fruit in all of One Piece. What better contender to take that spot other than the canonical most evil devil fruit? Of course, I'm talking about the Yami Yami Nomi, or the Darkness fruit. We don't even have to get creative with this pick, since Oda does a fantastic job of making sure we fans know how broken it is. With this unique Logia currently held by Marshall D. Teach, the user can create a void, resembling a black hole that can consume all matter, living or otherwise. Not only that, but oxygen, flame, and even light cannot survive inside the darkness, making it practically invincible against most other devil fruits. Allow me to get philosophical for a second to really drive the point home. The darkness of the darkness fruit is the antithesis of life and existence itself, and is shown to be a menacing power that consumes anything and everything. A devil fruit like that is no joke, and what puts it a tier above all the others is the unique ability of the user to negate all other devil fruit powers simply by touching their user. With just a single touch, it becomes as if that other person never had powers to begin with. Like how Luffy lost his stretching powers upon contact. The sheer scale of destruction of the Yami Yami no Mi makes it obvious why it is the second most powerful devil fruit in all of One Piece. Why second, you ask? The short answer is the number 1 spot is reserved for an absurdly broken devil fruit that runs on pure hacks and plot armor. Before getting into that, let's do a lightning round of some honorable mentions that almost made the number 1 spot but were eventually overshadowed by the final contender. Don't take them lightly though, since one wrong move against the users can spell imminent doom for anyone. Let's start with the Gura Gura no Mi, or the Tremor Fruit, which allows the user to create quakes in air or land, or any other medium. This fruit is one of the canonical powerhouses that contributed to Whitebeard being known as one of the most powerful men in the world. In the right hands, it holds the power to destroy the world, and is one of the only devil fruits on this list that are included for their sheer destructive nature and power. It can potentially redefine the power balance across the series. If Oda ever decides to explore the full potential of this devil fruit, I have no doubt that it would easily dethrone most of the current powerhouses that made this list. Hell, it might even stand a chance against the Gorosei, if I say so myself. Next up, we have the Gasu Gasu no Mi, or gas fruit. This Logia-type devil fruit is like a poison fruit and paw fruit hybrid on Adderall. The user can not only create and manipulate gas, but literally become gas. The possibilities with this one are endless since everything in the universe depends on gas to live and thrive. From making large areas combustible or devoid of oxygen, to becoming one with the air, the Gasu Gasu no Mi is a versatile slaughter machine that doubles as an easy getaway. Next up, we have the Soru Soru no Mi, or the Soul Fruit. This one pisses me off because Big Mom was a major threat in the series, but never made the most of this absolute unit of a devil fruit. A more clever user would utilize it far better than simply stealing lifespans from some wimps or implanting souls into measly inanimate objects. In the hands of someone with more charisma and influence, the soul fruit becomes a universal death sentence by warping reality via many spawnable logias and weaponizing entire countries and eventually the world. The Soru Soru no Mi did not make this list simply because Buggy would find it flashy, but the terrifying versatility that a seasoned and creative fighter could unleash with this beastly fruit. The final honorable mention is a nigh invincible devil fruit, according to Oda in the databooks. That is, of course, Enel's Goru Goru no Mi, or lightning fruit. It is an upgraded version of Kizaru's light abilities, but with far more latent potential, as showcased during the series. Aside from raw destructive power and being able to move at the speed of light, the user can restart their own heart and, in theory, control electromagnetic waves. Most fruits have obvious limits that stop them from becoming absurdly broken, but the Goru Goru no Mi is constantly testing the limits of what can and cannot happen once it's placed in the hands of an expert user. When you dive into that rabbit hole, everything from telekinesis to disrupting brain signals becomes possible. Truly terrifying. With all of those out of the way, let's talk about the Hito Hito no Mi model Nika Devil Fruit, which takes the number 1 spot on this list. You know a devil fruit is a badass when the world government changes its name to hide the fact that you became a sun god. This is Luffy's primary devil fruit in One Piece that he awakens quite late into the series. Luckily, now we can see just how broken it really is. Unawakened, it seems like a basic paramecia that turns you into a latex glove. But the truth runs far deeper. Yes, the user becomes practically invincible to blunt damage and can send back cannonballs too. But the real fun starts when Sun God Nika's dormant powers come into play. This is what Luffy calls Gear 5, the true power of the Hito Hito no Mi. With this, the user can create anything they can think of, since the fruit revolves around the concept of freedom and free thought. Therefore, the only limitation is one's imagination. So it is no wonder that this is number 1 on the list. Anything from raw destructive power to changing the flow of reality is within reach once the true power of this fruit has been awakened. We can only wait and see how Oda manages to top this Gear 5 development. That wraps up today's video on the top 5 most powerful devil fruits in all of One Piece. Comment down below your favorite devil fruit from this lineup, and any strong contenders you would have liked to see. Also, don't forget to like the video and subscribe before I throw away your Nami body pillow.